Hi, welcome back to Becoming Holistically Whole, where we focus on our spiritual well being, our physical well being, and our mental well being. My name's Christine, and I'm here to help you. I'm a clinician, so I'm here to help you focus on some of these things and make some positive changes in your life. As a clinician, I have noticed recently that a lot of people are struggling with, maybe things that are going on globally for ourselves or things that, external things that feel like they're out of their control. There's a lot of worry and angst about things that are happening. And when we get caught up in that cycle, that can take a huge toll on not only our mental well being, but also our physical well being and even our spiritual. So, I wanted to talk to you today about the top three things that you can do to help you focus on things that you can control when things feel out of control for you. So, one of the first things that I would like to do is go ahead and talk about, you know, your thoughts and your beliefs, because that's something that you can control, right? One of the top three things you can control: your thoughts, your beliefs, and what you think about. And so, if you're worried about the what ifs, what if this happens, what if that happens, a lot of the things that we worry about in the what ifs are out of our control. If you think of like the Target bullseye, that for Target stores, we're looking at the things that are inside that circle that we can actually control. These other things that are happening in events and globally, or even just maybe some things that are happening externally in your life, a lot of these things are out of your control, right? So we're focusing today on the top three things that we can focus on in here. Now, there's more than three things, but I'm going to focus on the top three. I do a lot of cognitive behavioral work, and so it's how you think affects how you feel, which affects how you behave. So if our thoughts are all over the place and we're worried about the what ifs, we're going to feel all over the place, and our behavior is going to be whatever it is, right? We may want to stay in bed more. We may be um, doing things impulsively because we're kind of in a panic, right? So if we start to focus on the things that we can control in our thoughts and in um, focus on the things that we can take care of. So our attitude, our beliefs, our thought patterns, right? These are things that you can control. If your mind is saying, well, what if this happens? Okay. What if it happens? Let's face that. What if it happens? What would you do? Okay. If it's something rational that could possibly happen, right? So let's focus on, if this happens, this is what I would do. So you have a game plan. Sometimes it's easier to face, what you're really worried about, and then just look at it logically to see why, you're having this anxiety and stuff about this. Number two, your self care. You can focus on self care. What is self care? It could be going to visit a friend, calling a friend, going to the gym, taking a long hot bath, reading a book, taking a walk in nature. These are things that you can control. You can control your self care, right? Everybody needs self care, it's very helpful to us. And number three, your goals and your priorities. You can control those, right? You can control the goals that you set. And when you set goals, make them achievable, make them realistic. Set the top three goals for yourself for the day. Maybe goal number one is, I'm going to focus on my mental health today, and I'm not going to worry. I'm going to have a gratitude list. Or it's, I'm going to go to the gym today. I'm going to make sure that I take care of myself in that way. Because when we are so focused and we get so caught up in the things that are out of our control, it leads to stress. It leads to a lot on our body. It leads to anxiety. It leads to higher blood pressure, uh, depression, all of these things that can affect you negatively. So we need to really, focus again on those things that we can control. Now let's look just briefly, 2 minutes, about the things that we can't control. What are some of those things? What do we identify there? Okay. The actions of other people. Can you control what other people do? No. But what you can control in that situation is your reaction to um, what that person's doing. So if you react negatively and you fly off the handle, again, that's something that you can control. If they're doing something that affects you and you don't like it, walk away. Get away from the situation, right? You cannot control the actions of others or what they say, but you can control you and how you respond to that. The second thing that you can't control is external world events, right? A lot of that's out of our control. What can you control in that situation? You can control your little piece of the world. So if some things are bothering you about our world or events that are happening, look to, maybe find a place where you can volunteer or offer help in whatever area you feel led to volunteer in, right? That's something you can control. You can go control where you volunteer your time at. Maybe help you to feel like you're doing something in a world that feels chaotic at times. Also, you cannot control the past, right? Past has happened. We can't go back, we can't change it. What can we do? We can change how we think about the past right now and how it affects us. So if we're constantly living in the past, we're going to feel a certain way, especially if it was negative for us, right? So you can't control the past, but you can control right now. And the last one is the opinion of others. You can't control, again, just as much as you can't control what people say or their actions, you can't control their opinions, right? Everybody has an opinion. Whether or not you give it, that's your choice. But you can't control someone else's opinions. So again, focus on the things that you can control so that this way you can have a better spiritual health, physical health, and mental health. I hope that you find this helpful. And I would like it if you would like and subscribe to these videos. I'm going to be creating more of them going forward on different topics that I feel like might be helpful to someone. Maybe you can't get in to see a therapist. Maybe it's not something that you want to do, but maybe you struggle in these areas. So I'm here to help you as best as I can. And if you have any thoughts or suggestions on things that you might want to see me talk about, just list them below and I'd be more than happy to do a video on it. Okay? I hope you all have a great day. Make sure that you take care of you. And again, let's control those thoughts so we can control how we're feeling and behaving. Okay? All right. Take care of you.